All right, mark the time, Bella. This is time for the second reading from Jacinda, The Untold Stories, published by Centrist, available through the Centrist online. You go to the Centrist website and you can order the book there. It's an unauthorised biography by David Cohen with Rebecca Keillor. It's bloody good. It's a lot better than her own biography. And we're up now to page 28. And Mr. Cohen is probing and looking at the early 2000s when Jacinda Ardern, recently lapsed Mormon, hooks up or meets Grant Robertson, who was to be her Minister of Finance further down the track. And she's working with Labor in Wellington. And look, I just love the way that Cohen just straight writes all the juicy stuff that you want to know about. Robertson also had a thing for bawdy jokes and passed it on to his younger friend. When the stand-up comedian Michelle Accourt first became friendly with Ardern, she was almost as struck by her filthy sense of humour as her absolute integrity and kindness. This is great stuff, David. But Jacinda would laugh and get off at slightly off-colour jokes rather than make them, she said. Oh, the old voyeuristic joke. Oh, that's very funny. I'm not going to tell you one. With Robertson's encouragement, Ardern was mingling and networking more out of hours. They attended a party held at the local gay bar S&M, Scotty and Mel's, to celebrate, which I know, I've been to, it's a nice bar, to celebrate the successful passage of the Civil Unions Act in December 2004. Also present at the same event was the lifelong National Party pollster and consummate networker himself, David Farrer. He recalls being impressed with the lovely way she worked a room, something she would soon enough be doing on a much larger scale. David Farrer, hanging out on that. Each morning, arriving from her flat in the Wellington suburb of Brooklyn, Jacinda would check into the ninth floor of the Beehive for another giddy day among the political stars from the party she had first joined in 1999. It felt like the centre of the universe. Oh, look, is that the real Margaret Wilson, the recently crowned Speaker of the House and one-time Waikato law professor who has just walked by, well, clumped by, really, and bestowed a smile in her direction? It most certainly is. And yes, there's the new Education Minister, Steve Mahari, striding to the office he shares with his beloved guitar, which the former academic is known to pick up and strum for a guest, assuring them that the answer, my friend, is indeed blowing in the wind. This is so archly written. It's fantastic. And who is that press secretary with the matinee looks and piercing gaze, nodding sagely as his foreign minister holds court about the day's international news? George Clooney? Matt Damon? Why, no, it's Paul Goldsmith. You write this so bitchily, David. It's fantastic. Clark's own office, that's Helen Clark, could take an impressionable youngster's breath away. No, she couldn't. The stream of important visitors, the meticulously kept bookshelves, the stacks of urgent briefing papers, and perched atop the bookshelf a cherished photograph of Clark standing next to British leader Tony Blair. Ardern would find herself in his orbit before she took up a political career. In the photo, Blair looks part of a cool young headmaster, while Clark appears as a slightly prim headmistress. Yet theirs was a natural fit. Two Labour Prime Ministers from opposite sides of the world who both pulled their parties back from the brink and fared impressively well with voters as a consequence. Whereas Jacinda's boss headed a party that had strayed to the political right over the previous decades, under Blair, Britain's Labour Party had moved back from the opposite end of the spectrum. Both of us have had a painful period of readjustment, Clark told me at the time, back to a coherent centre-left position. Policy mattered in the Prime Minister's office. As Jacinda still likes to remind people, this was the same leader who once, when the door of the Defence Force plane she was travelling on suddenly flew open mid-air, moved instinctively to protect what mattered most, grabbing her briefing papers to ensure they didn't blow away. God, it's good. God, it's bitchy.